How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. July CPI report shows inflation gauge rose 3.2%, less than expected. That's year over year, but month over month, it did go up 0.2%. If we look back at May, it went up 0.1%, so that's a 2x increase in the increase. So if that trend continues, we could easily see inflation get out of hand again, so don't think we're out of the woods yet. Circle CEO urges the industry to keep dollar stablecoins onshore. So he's just basically calling attention that we don't want our stablecoins to be built by someone offshore. We want that to be onshore so we have control over it, just like any DeFi project, and that way we can apply our bank grade risk management standards to this industry and these coins. So he's calling for regulation. Over on our total, we are taking a bit of a drop. We had that doji candle confirmed yesterday. Stochastic's rolling away. RSI's starting to roll too. Our VWAP's rolling. Money flow is starting to roll. Momentum's starting to come down. So everything's starting to kind of inch away. We are coming back down toward this gapped area down here. So we could come back down, hit this support area. If we broke through that support, we would invalidate this pattern, and we could see lower lows, but we'll had to look at that if that happens. It had to be a pretty big candle. We'd probably have to retest this zone down here if that did happen. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are taking a little bit of a drop. We had a tweezer top, so we are starting to reject away. We could confirm a downtrend from here, so watch the next few candles closely. Our stochastic is pushing away, our RSI has gone flat, our momentum is starting to get a red dot and pull away. Money flow is starting to come out, and our VWAP is testing that neutral, losing strength, about to go bearish, so we could ultimately see a downtrend and fill this gap down here. Bitcoin futures, we did not confirm in our pattern, and we are starting to push away. Today, we got a little bit of a red candle. Tomorrow's candle, we're starting off a little red, but that doesn't necessarily mean we'll drop. We could rebound. This will be an important candle. If we get another red candle, that could confirm a downtrend. Stochastic is pushing down, RSI has gone flat, VWAP is heading out, our money flow is flipping bearish, and our momentum is starting to round. So overall, things are looking bearish, and like I said, could confirm to the bearish side soon. Real quick, if you have not already, like this video, subscribe to our channel, visit our links down below for our Reaper Apparel co-merch, and our Discord link. We are doing some 3D prints for people in our Discord. The early access users are going to get nice surprises once they're all verified and through the whole Discord. So get in, get verified. Stochastic is starting to roll off. We are taking a dip here. We are bouncing off our support again. If we break through tomorrow, then we could reconfirm this pattern, and this could just be like an extension, and our flag could ultimately just be in this zone. So we could just ultimately have a bigger flag forming under our other flag. Stochastic is rolling, RSI is rolling, VWAP is starting to come out, money flow is starting to reject away, and our momentum is starting to roll off as our VWAP's losing strength. So overall, we look more bearish than bullish. And also be careful of that golden pocket, because as we have warned and shown multiple times, it's a very volatile area to be in here. Stochastic is falling, momentum is in the bearish territory, RSI is losing its strength, money flow cannot maintain a bullish trend on the 4 hour, can't maintain a bearish trend either, so we'll have to see which ultimately wins. To me, it looks like the bulls are struggling very hard. We've gone bullish very weak a few times, and we keep getting rejected. So if we don't confirm some strong bullish trends, we could ultimately get sucked away from here. We do have a manipulation X, price is ultimately falling here. We have a bit of a descending triangle that could break us down toward this support resistance area down here. So keep that in mind, as that would bring us close to that support, and we could get sucked into the golden pocket. Over on the 2 hour here, RSI is starting to roll off. Stochastic has a bullish cross, so that could bounce up, so that could give us a bit of an upside. We do have a slight ascending triangle here that could form, so that could try to push us up, but the 4 hour pattern would be a little stronger, so that could take over, so just keep that in mind. RSI is rolling off. Our money flow is starting to come out. VWAP struggling to get bullish momentum, so that VWAP's going to need to break through strong and continue upwards. Otherwise, this momentum wave could continue its downward trajectory, and this green dot could get invalidated like the last. Over on the 1 hour here, we are getting a little bit of a push away. We had a manipulation X that brought us down, dropped pretty harsh. We could get a little bit of a retracement back to these levels possibly, and then maybe that's where we would fall off. RSI is starting to curl, stochastic starting to curl, our money flow is starting to come out, our VWAP is starting to bend, going toward that neutral. If it flips into the bearish territory, then our momentum's probably going to get a red dot, weaken here, and drop down. Over on the graph for the daily, zoom out for our volume profile. We are getting a little bit of a drop, so we are getting a little bit of a top pattern here. Keep that in mind, as that could drop us lower. We have an indecision candle after a big green candle, and we're getting a bigger red candle. So if we continue with red candles, we could drop. However, because it's not the same size as the green candle, we do have a potential to get a green candle tomorrow that could push us away from that. Stochastic is starting to round off, RSI is starting to round off, VWAP is starting to round off. Money flow isn't managing to break into the bullish territory and going flat, so just watch out if it maintains a bearish trend. Our momentum is starting to roll away. Sorry, couldn't get the word out there, and that's likely due to our VWAP falling. Over on the 4 hour, we have a double manipulation X here, so that could bring us down. Watch out when they are in pairs, they do tend to play. You had two back here that brought us down, we had one back here and that brought us down, one back here that brought us down, but usually they'll show up in pairs before they bring it down. Our stochastic is falling, it is pretty tight, wants to get a bullish cross, so that could help push us up from here. RSI is trying to overall head out, but we are kind of curling, so if that stochastic gets that cross, that RSI could get a little bit of a boost up. Momentum is overall falling. We are getting close to that neutral, going to break bearish. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory, rejecting away from neutral. If we set up some new lows, we could see further downside. However, we set up a higher low and continue back up toward that neutral for a retest, we could be in for some bullish action. Our money flow is going toward that neutral and about to flip bearish. So if that does flip bearish, then watch out, as that could confirm a bearish trend for the 4 hour. Over on the 2 hour, we are getting a little bit of a reversal arrow after that green candle, so we did get a drop from it, pretty much brought us right back where we were. So this will be important to see if this forms some sort of a sloppy double top, or if we manage to find support and push up from here. RSI is sliding, stochastic is falling, money flow is starting to fall, getting toward that neutral, and could break into the bearish territory, so this will be a pivotal spot for it. If it flips bearish and holds strong, then we're likely going to see this just curl over. VWAP is trying to head up. We do have a higher low here, so that is promising, as that could be an uptrend on our VWAP, which could help bring this momentum up and bring our price action up. But we're going to have to keep an eye on if it heads up or if it just rolls over and goes flat or falls on us. If either of those happen, then we could continue some sideways downside action. Stochastic is getting tight here on the 1 hour, wants to make a cross. Our RSI is overall falling. Money flow is rejecting away pretty strong, just kind of fluttering around, so we do want to get sucked under, so the next few candles here could be a break. If we do see a break, then we could just see that curl off. Momentum is coming out, our VWAP is coming down. We were curling up to push higher, but it's kind of flattening out and losing that strength, so if the VWAP starts to round off here, we could see further bearish action. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are trying to push our pattern still, but we're not getting very much luck, and we're not getting too close to that line. Our RSI is pretty flat, money flow is pretty flat. We do have a slight uptrend on money flow. Stochastic has a slight uptrend. Our VWAP is slightly in the bullish territory, not very strong though, so if it rolls over here, we could lose the strength. Momentum does want to come up, but that VWAP isn't very strong, so that momentum's not going very far. Over on the 4 hour, we have just all kinds of signals flashing back and forth. We have a little bit of a gap here, we did fill it, and we are coming back down to kind of go back toward that area, so we could get sucked back away from it. Keep that in mind. We did fill that gap from yesterday, so this is, like I said, We just keep gapping around over here, and these gaps are filling. Gaps do have high probabilities of filling, so we could see a drop from here. Stochastic is getting lower highs. We have a bit of a divergence going as price is pretty stagnant. So if Stochastic loses its strength, we could ultimately drop from that. RSI is starting to roll off. Our momentum is starting to get weaker. We do have a red dot, so that momentum could lose strength as that VWAP's in the bearish territory and pushing down. Money flow is testing bearish strength, so if that money flow flips into the bearish territory and goes strong, then we could lose our kind of support here, and this could act as some sort of a bear flag. Over on the 2 hour, you can see we do have a gap right here on the 2 hour, so we could come down, fill that again as we did yesterday or earlier. So you can see all these gaps all over. Stochastic is trying to come back up. RSI is going kind of flat, losing its strength overall. Momentum is losing strength. VWAP is rejecting away from that neutral. Our money flow overall is coming out and getting close to that neutral. So it's going to be real important if this manipulation X plays out and we lose our strength and fill these gaps. We have 2 here. Then we could lose our bullish momentum that keeps trying to bring us to the support resistance area, and we could fall away. Over on the 1 hour, we have major gap here, so we could get sucked back up, fill some of these higher gaps, and then come back down afterwards. RSI is going pretty flat, overall losing strength. Stochastic's overall coming out. Our money flow is rejecting away from that neutral, overall forming a downtrend, so that could weaken our medium to higher time frames. Momentum is coming out. Our VWAP is trying to head back up, so that could be our saving grace. However, we do have those gaps, so if that VWAP goes bullish, rejects away, and falls back down, then we could just be in for a pretty harsh swing down to fill this gap. Over on XRP for the daily, we do have a little bit of a rejection, so this could set up that kind of top pattern like we talked about on graph. So we could see a rejection, however it's not like complete engulfing just like graph, so if we do get that green candle, this could act as a hammer candle that pushes us up. RSI is overall losing strength. Stochastic's starting to round off. Our VWAP is overall losing strength. Our money flow is starting to reject away from neutral, so money flow is losing strength, and our momentum is coming out. Overall, we look more bearish than bullish. We are hitting this value area node here where there's a lot of volume. So if we bounce from here, that would be a good strong point to suggest we would go to the value area low. However, if we reject and get more red candles here, then that could suggest we will hit this support and retest that area. Over on the 4 hour, Stochastic is trying to cross up but looks a little weak. RSI overall is starting to fall out. Money flow is trying to trend up, so that is good, but we keep getting rejected from crossing, so keep an eye on a downtrend to form. Our VWAP was trying to come up but starting to taper off, so if that VWAP loses strength, it could reject away from here as well. Over on the 2 hour, nothing too exciting for the candles. Might have a kind of like symmetrical triangle or something forming here that could bring us down or up, as those are 50-50. RSI is going kind of flat, Stochastic's trying to run up. Our money flow is overall losing strength. We did get bounce off that neutral, but we are coming back to retest it. VWAP is starting to flip back to the bearish side, not really looking too confident for the bullish action lately, so we could lose the bullish strength. Momentum is trying to come up, so keep an eye on that. Our money flow on the 2 hour is in a decent spot where it could get a bit of a bounce here, but it also could get a little bit more of a drop as well, so watch out for that. If it does bounce here, we could see some support resistance and then move our way up. 1 hour though, we are a little overbought, so we could get a rejection from here. We are going kind of flat. Stochastic is losing strength, but it does want to make a bullish cross, so that could try to save us. RSI is trying to go up. Our money flow is trying to maintain bullish momentum after getting a little bit of a bounce here. So if we can maintain this bullish momentum and get a bounce from where we are, we could see higher price action. However, if we start to reject away from here, we could see lower prices and retest those zones. Our VWAP is going toward that neutral and wants to break, and so does our momentum. So keep an eye on that, as if everything breaks, then we could see those zones, and if we don't hold some sort of support and get bullish momentum in those zones, we could break them. Over on the 1 hour for algo, we are testing our point control. Kind of came back under it, so we do have 2 wicks. Every time you hit a support resistance zone, you do make it weaker. So this could overall suggest we could fall. However, this could act as a hammer candle as well. Stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is starting to fall, VWAP is starting to fall. If you don't know what a hammer candle is, I just explained it on Bitcoin graph. Our money flow is overall trending up, kind of wants to reject away. Our momentum is starting to come out as our VWAP is starting to trend down. So just keep an eye on this, as if we do see this continue, we could break into bearish action, break the support zone, and see if our value area low get retested again. Over on the 4 hour, we have a manipulation X that brought us down, but we are trying to rebound from it, so that does look promising. RSI is overall losing strength, but our stochastic does want to recover. If that can get above a 30, it could gain some bullish momentum and push us higher. Money flow is struggling to maintain bullish momentum, but overall is maintaining that bullish strength. Our momentum is trying to come up, and our VWAP is heading up in the bullish territory, so that could give our momentum some further strength if it maintains. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic is running up, RSI is running up, VWAP's running up. Our money flow is starting to kind of taper off, so that is a little concerning. Our VWAP is pretty maxed out, kind of in a very high zone where it likes to drop away from, so we could reject from this area. And our momentum looks like it could start to curl out, as our VWAP is suggesting the same. Over on the 1 hour, we have a reversal arrow here, so we have a slight uptrend that is in danger, as a reversal arrow would suggest we could have a downtrend coming. Stochastic is trying to push up, but starting to diverge away, and looks like it could start to curl off. Our RSI is trying to head up, but looking like it's starting to struggle, and like it doesn't want to break through this kind of zone right in this 55 area. Momentum is starting to taper off as our VWAP's coming down. Our money flow is in the bearish territory, rejecting away from neutral and gaining strength. So as that continues and we see further new lows, we could set up some further downside and fill this gap down here. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.